Hey guys, KUZO here, back with another video, and in this video today we're going to be doing another splash page, and this one's going to be a 5-character splash page revolving around My Hero Academia characters. That would be fun to do this splash page as a My Hero Academia themed one because the new season just started, and honestly, there's so many characters to choose from. And just like my epic splash page series that I do on here, I'm not going to mention the character until a little bit into the drawing, just so that way you guys can maybe, guess it as I'm drawing it and we can see which character comes up. But once it's pretty much noticeable, I'm going to mention the character. Like this one, you probably could tell just by the freckles on him. Yes, it's Midoriya. I thought it would be fitting to put him on the first splash page of this kind of My Hero Academia splash page series. If you guys kind of like this splash page format with the My Hero Academia characters, I can definitely do more of these since, like I said, there are so many characters to choose from, and it's kind of like I can just go through the characters while doing all these splash pages, and it'll be kind of fun. In any case, let's talk a little bit about the drawing of Midoriya here. So I knew I wanted to put him in the middle, have him be the main focus, and kind of have his arms sprawled out in an action pose. That way I kind of have this center pose that I can just work all the other characters around. And this splash page isn't necessarily your typical splash page where you have your composition all planned out and you know where all your characters are going to go. It's more so just a bunch of like solo illustrations of these characters on one page. That's why I've called them kind of just a mashup splash page before, because they're just all solo illustrations mashed up into one splash page. Yeah, just talk a little bit about the anime and where it's at. It's right at a point where I had stopped reading the manga for a little bit, and it's not exactly where I'm at. Once the conflict starts going in this arc, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm in the middle of the conflict in the manga, and I just need to actually keep reading from there because I don't want to catch up through the anime. I'm more of a manga guy anyways, even though the animation for this series, My Hero Academia, is really good. I guess that's one of the benefits of 1, having a good studio, 2, having it be a seasonal anime. But yeah, I'm definitely going to start picking up the manga where I was at, so that way I can catch up further and probably just catch up to the whole series in general, because I want to have, I don't think I'm caught up to any of the series that are currently going. Like, I've been reading bits and pieces of them, but I haven't been reading them week by week. And I kind of miss that tension where I'm able to read something each week and not knowing what's happening until the next week and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm going to be getting on that, and in fact, after I'm done with this video and all that, I'm probably going to read some My Hero Academia chapters, start getting that catch-up game going. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting on that. But yeah, so we're kind of just at the blackout stage right now with the illustration. There are a few things I still need to do, like the hands and stuff like that. But I was just establishing where the light's coming from and everything, and kind of getting the design of the costume on him as well. I always really like drawing Midoriya. I like the shapes and everything, and just kind of like how big, especially in his hero costume. I like kind of the big and bulkiness of the arm pieces, and then the big and bulkiness of like the whole high top shoe stuff that's going on with his legs. Well, he has shoes on, so I guess they're just kind of like leg guards. But a little fun fact is, the first time I tried to draw Midoriya, one of the hardest parts for me was his hair and his eyes, and I just never really did good with super wide eyes. Kind of like, for some reason, Luffy's eyes are really hard for me. They shouldn't be, but they are. Yeah, Izuku's hair was one of the things I have a hard time with when I first started drawing him. And there's this old video I did where I would draw one character in several different poses and emotions, and I did one for Izuku. It was a while ago, I think over almost 2 years ago, or like a year and a half ago, and that was like the first time I really kind of tried to draw Izuku, and yeah, that was interesting. Shortly after, a few months after, is when I kind of started doing my redesign series. So that was fun. But to talk a little bit more about the illustration, I'm about to actually go and change the hand that's coming towards us. I intentionally made it bigger because I wanted to do some intentional distortion and just try out something where I kind of pushed the limits of foreshortening and things getting bigger as they come towards us and smaller as they get away. But I felt like the hand was a little bit too big, so I decided to make it a bit smaller so it kind of just fit the overall image. Could have left it there because I really liked the shape of it, but I thought it was just best for the image to actually make it smaller. And now I'm just adding in the lightning for the effects, and some of the effects at the end are some of the most fun parts. I kind of leave those to the end because I know it's kind of just the finishing touches of a sketch or illustration. And now we have moved on to the next character, and you probably can't tell who it is yet, but any second now I'm going to do some lines that will definitely give it away. And I think I've only drawn this character one other time, and that was when I was drawing a big splash page that was taped up onto my wall. And that's a video that's on this channel, but it was a little while ago. I think it was like almost a year ago by now. But yeah, that was a really fun illustration. I was drawing all the class 1A students in their hero costumes. If you guys have guessed the character as Kyoka Jiro, you are correct. And weird thing about me is I don't actually like things coming off ears or hanging off ears very much. And this character, I didn't think I was going to like drawing her that much when I drew her back in the very first splash page that I drew of all the class 1A characters. I ended up finding out I really enjoyed drawing it, and I thought it was really fun design when I started drawing it out. And the chords actually help a lot with the composition of an illustration. When you draw her, you can kind of have them going around, looping, and helping with the composition. At the end of drawing her for the first time, she grew onto me as a character, and her character design grew onto me as I drew it. So it was definitely fun, and I like her design and her character a lot more now. But I know some of you hardcore fans of her are probably super mad at me, or like, come on man, why wouldn't you like her? The chords are awesome, and this and that. Alright, it's just something that I had, but it's all over now, guys. It's all good, it's all cool. But anyways, let's move on and talk about the illustration a little bit. When I was going to draw her, I knew I wanted her to be facing forward, but I didn't want her to have just some sort of average pose. I wanted her to have a slight action-y pose, but not too action-y, kind of like Izuku's is. So I just had her arms cross and her kind of standing at a tilt. And she's not really tilting. I'm more so thinking about how I had to draw her hips more so. So her hips are tilting a little bit, but she's not actually tilting. But yeah, so her arms are crossing, and one of her headphones is coming up and connecting to her glove piece up front. Not in the front, but I meant like the glove that's up front. But yeah. And since that cord's popping out to the left, I wanted to make the cord to the right popping out a little bit higher, and so that way there's not like a complete symmetry to them. That's why I also created kind of a loop looking thing going on as that one's moving towards us. But one thing I wanted to keep in mind when drawing the chords was not to go too crazy with them, not to have them looping too much, because then it just would have been overdoing it and it would have looked a little strange at the very end. So I try to keep it simple enough. And now I'm doing the blackouts, and you guys hear me talk about it all the time. I'm not a huge fan of doing big blackouts with pencil, and when I was going to her hair, I was like, oh no. But I actually decided to try to black out most of her hair with the pencil, and only do a little bit of shines here and there. But yeah, I was actually worried about her pose a little bit. When I first drew it, I thought it was going to be a little bit too stagnant and didn't really feel alive for the whole illustration. But once I got closer to the end of this character's illustration, I ended up liking it a lot more, and I was like, you know what, I like it. And I definitely had a whole lot of fun with this one, and the whole arms coming up and them crossing and stuff like that, it was a whole lot of fun. And I've actually been trying out a new kind of sketching system for me, where I kind of lay out the whole position with gesture a little bit first, and then start just drawing in details over that gesture. And you can kind of see me doing that there with this one, which, by the way, we have started the next character, and some of you guys may already know which character it is. Okay, right now you have to know which character it is at this point. especially if you're watching the new season of My Hero Academia. But yes, if you guys guessed Sir Nighteye, you guys are correct. But I might as well add in someone who just recently showed up in the anime. I thought that would be fun, and I was going to add in Midoriya, but I decided I was going to save him for one of the other illustrations. I wanted to have him in a bigger part of an illustration, since he's such a cool character, or at least I like him. And I thought this small little corner would work out for Sir Nighteye, since, you know, it's not like a super action-y character, and he can kind of sit there pushing up his glasses, being the smart-looking guy. Yeah, for you Midoriya fans, you guys can definitely look forward to seeing him in one of the other splash pages to come. And funny enough, this Sir Nighteye drawing was definitely, for some reason, the hardest illustration of the bunch in here. And yeah, don't know why, but it was. And I had a difficult time with it. And it might have just been the time in which I was drawing it. It was really late, and I was like, you know, I need to draw another character tonight. But yeah, all in all, I was pretty satisfied with how it came out in the very end. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was. You know, now looking back at it, a lot of the times we judge ourselves harshly in the moment and look back and kind of like it a little bit more. Or we'll look at it and be like, wow, this really was bad. But in any case, we've moved on to the next character, and I would say, do you know who it is? But there's no way you don't know who it is at this point, you know, unless you haven't been watching My Hero Academia. If you guys guess Fumikage Tokoyami, you guys are correct. And by the way, that last take of me just saying his name, yeah, I redid that a bunch of times. For some reason, I could not say Fumikage for the life of me. Tokoyami part, that was fine, but Fumikage, yeah, wasn't happening. But I'm good now, I got it. All I kept on thinking of was Hokage. Anyways, let's move on. So, so far, I pretty much just laid out everything, like, very sketchily, and I pretty much just went straight into blackouts, really, because his character has so much blacks on it. I was like, okay, how are we gonna do this? And I decided to just do kind of directional hatching and blackouts to kind of show the shape of everything. Even though it's all blacks, I was trying to emphasize on certain light parts to really be able to show the form of what was going on. This one, I was actually a little bit worried when I first started drawing it, because I was worried I wasn't going to have enough room for his little shadow guy, and I didn't want his head to be too close to Tokoyami. When I was first drawing the illustration, I was a little worried I wasn't going to be able to fit his shadow guy very well, and I didn't want him to be too close to Tokoyami, but I ended up just having the tail part of him that connects to Tokoyami just kind of, you know, swirl around the illustration a little bit, so that helped slightly. Weird thing is, even though I don't like drawing blackouts all that much, this was probably the fastest illustration of all of them that I did, weirdly enough. And just a couple of effect lines there, and now we're on to the next sketch. Some of you guys probably can tell already by the head shape who this character is, and of course it's the main character of the series, the best character there is, Mineta. Some of you guys are probably like, what the heck is this guy talking about? He's had a lot of development, okay? Gosh. But in any case, if you guys like my arses and want to help support what I do on this channel, you guys can check me out on my Patreon, link in the description. But I'd like to take this time to thank my current Patreons. You guys are the best pencil shinobis there are, and really help me be able to do what I do on this channel. I'd like to give a special thanks to my Chunin and Jonin tier Patrons. You guys are the best of the best and really help me be able to do what I do. And I would also like to take this time to just thank everyone who's actually made it this far in the video. Thank you for watching the whole thing, and you guys are awesome. So, in any case, if you guys like this video, please hit that thumbs up button. And if you're new to this channel, like what you see, please subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notified when each video comes out. And like always, guys, hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.